Welcome to WatchGuard's Daily Security Byte. I'm Nachreiner. First, I'm sorry I've missed a few days of episodes. I've had a very rigorous travel schedule. So today's news has to be further updates about the Ashley Madison breach, just because there's so much new news around this big hack. It started with the Toronto police holding a press conference where they shared some new detail. For instance, victims that found the extortion message had their computers playing an AC/DC track called Thunderstruck. Also, the police unfortunately shared that there's been 2 suicides that seem to be related to the data leaked in this Ashley Madison case. And finally, the police offered a $500,000 reward for anybody that can help track down the people behind this particular attack. Besides that, there's been a lot of gossipy stories going around the data that's been leaked. For instance, Ashley Madison's CEO's emails were leaked, and some people are starting to look through those emails and find a lot of interesting information. For instance, the CTO of the company a few years ago said that the security of the company was rather weak and he was concerned about it, which is quite interesting in itself. But more importantly, there seems to be an email where the CTO seems to admit that he was hacking Nerve.com, an Ashley Madison competitor, and using web application flaws like cross-site scripting and other flaws, he was able to get their database and other information from this competitor, which is outright illegal and concerning that a company would do that. There's also some researchers that have started brute forcing the credentials leaked in this breach, and while Ashley Madison uses bcrypt, which is harder to brute force, or slower I should say, he was still able to brute force 4,000 weak passwords, which of course were very, very bad passwords you should never use. Most recently, a couple of people have started to say they think they know who's behind this attack. It started with the eccentric John McAfee, a millionaire and ex-security company person that says he believes it's a lone female hacker. Now I'll link to his article, but really I don't think he shares very compelling evidence. On the other hand, Brian Krebs from Krebs on Security, with some help from some researchers, have identified a particular Twitter handle that seems to have some foreknowledge of this breach. It's clear it's someone that knows how to hack. It seems to also be someone that knows of Thunderstruck and was doing posts that coincide quite well with the timeline of this particular breach. Now, the Twitter handle does not seem to be a real profile or person. It seems to be a faked account, and it might be even using some misdirection. But it seems pretty clear that the author of this Twitter handle either knows who's responsible for the breach or is actually taking part in it too. Finally, I need to warn you that cybercriminals are actually taking advantage of the data leaked in this breach. Among other things, they're starting to extort the email addresses from Ashley Madison's database. They might contact you and say, if you don't give us approximately 1 Bitcoin, we're going to let people know you were part of this site. Now, in reality, this is really a bad extortion attempt, and hopefully you're not a member of Ashley Madison, but if you're worried about it, you should not succumb to this extortion, because frankly, your email is already out there. This data is out there. There's already sites where anyone can search to see if you were in Ashley Madison's database. So there's really no point in paying 1 Bitcoin to criminals. But do realize if you were in Ashley Madison's database, you should definitely be concerned about your email address, change your credit cards, and make sure you're using new passwords at all the sites you visit. Anyways, just a very interesting case. We'll continue to share updates if there's any relevant information. That's it for today. Thank you for watching.